What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I'm Jay Lag. And this episode is recapping, reviewing Season 3 finale of Siesta Key. It's episode 12 and it's called Where Did You Sleep Last Night?
And don't forget, guys, stick around for the ending because we are going to go through our recap, roundups, our best moments, our best lines. So be sure to stick around for that.
As always, to our continuing listeners and our brand new ones, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this episode, yo.
Ooh, let's get into the mid-season finale.
Yes.
What'd you think?
Good drama. I loved it, actually. I was actually pretty impressed with what they filled into this episode. I was entertained. It was like perfect trash drama. Loved it. How about you?
Yeah, that is perfectly how I would describe it. Perfect trash drama. I love that. Let's go. Let's go
right into it. So I think let's talk about like scenarios, because I think that I want to cover off the first topic is Kelsey and Garrett, because we go back and forth with them, but let's just like do their thing together. And then we'll talk about the other big things that happened this episode. So let's talk about Kelsey and Garrett. So they're back together? Question mark. Like, is that happening now?
I guess.
Like, okay.
Like, yeah. So like, I was kind of confused. I was like, oh, they're not, but then they were. Yeah. So I was like,
because that the scene that we see is Madison and Kelsey talking on the beach, and they're like, oh, so like, what happened with them? And she brings the
freaking jar.
The jar. Shout out to the jar.
The jar with the love notes.
Which is like the cutest thing that is still the cutest thing that he's ever done ever.
It was so effing cute. And I love that, honestly, when like they like cut to the clip and they show it. Yeah. Like legit, guys, it's season 1, like episode 2.
They're so young.
Kelsey's like, man, she's like, I really wish I like appreciated that more. Yeah. She's like, I didn't. And I'm so happy she said that, because like it shows a lot of growth in her, and that like she has acknowledged that she did take advantage of him. You know?
She's like, I don't want to do that to him this time around. And I'm like,
because what did she get him? Like chocolate?
She didn't get him anything. I don't think. I think she was just like expecting him to. No,
it was like a bunch of peanuts, because she's like, you drive me crazy.
Oh, you drive me nuts. You drive me nuts. That was the stupid thing about it, right? Yeah. Here's nuts. Like, thanks, Kelsey. You're great.
The guy fucking wrote you 365
like,
love
you're
letters.
really trying
like,
out here. God. Good effort out here, girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, she has that moment with Madison where she's kind of reflecting on her relationship with him. They do end up going for dinner later on at this fancy pantsy, like it looks like a sushi restaurant, and they just talk about their shit together. And I really I don't know what's real anymore. Like, I don't know if this is genuine.
I do think this is real, because they have been kind of flirty on Twitter and shit. So I do think they're actually back together. Oh. It looks like that from their tweets and stuff, but like they could be faking that too, for all we know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm crazy about them together. I just feel like she hops guys a lot, and I feel like I could have used her being alone for like a hot minute. Right. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying it. Like, I don't know if I want them together, you know?
I agree with you. Whether or not this is real or fake, I don't know if I want them together for the reason that you just mentioned about Kelsey, but also the reason that like Garrett is so much more grown now too, you know? Like, why are we going backwards? So many relationships, and
guys, like, he's so dumb though.
Like, he's so dumb.
Really dumb.
He's so naive, and he's so
she's
dumb.
Like, we're wearing pastels, and he's like, haha, yeah.
He's like, velvet.
Like, you're wearing. She's like, all these little colors like pink, and he's like, yeah, velvet. She's like, no, velvet's not a color. He's like,
a texture.
He like didn't know what to say.
He's so stupid.
He's stupid.
Such a jock.
Bless his heart.
Yeah, bless his little.
Oh my god.
Jock heart. But yeah, they do have a moment, and like that's the thing. To your point, it kind of blindsided me, and I was like, so are they dating officially? At the very end of their scene together, they kiss. So like they're back together, sure. I guess.
I think they are.
So that's happening, guys. I'm pretty indifferent. I don't know if I like them together either. I think that they shouldn't be together, but whatever.
Just seeing her with Jared and seeing how much fun they have together, like in a very sexy way, I wanted that to happen. And then seeing her with Jake, not you know, it just seemed like her and Jake had these really big conversations, these really intellectual conversations, because like he is a bit older. I think he's from like a different part of the world. I feel like she was learning so much from being with him. Right. But when I see her and Garrett, I'm like, I feel like they're not getting anything from each other other than the fact that they had this 1 year together and it was so romantic and cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens with them though.
Yeah, we'll see. So there's a few other things that happen. Let's talk about the supper times.
Yeah, so this is the big dinner. I guess this is their last night in Nashville, and they go to this really like cool fancy restaurant, but they don't get to sit together. No. So they're sitting kind of like two tables. Well,
I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but like, yeah, half the crew was on one side.
Well, they do that at some restaurants. Like they can't make you a big table.
Right.
So they just, I think, got shafted to like having a smaller 4-person table or like a 6-person table.
Yeah.
And then like another 5, whatever it was, but they weren't sitting together.
Yeah. So everybody except for Amanda, Chloe, and Alex are on one table, and then they're sitting at the other table. Yeah. But basically, yeah, shit goes down, yo.
Shit goes down, and like it definitely, I think the editing really, really benefited this moment because it looked like they were like Juliet's table was always looking over at Alex's table and like listening.
Yeah.
But I feel like that wasn't happening as often as like they said it was.
I mean, I would agree, but it's because like who knows? Like you also have to remember that this is like an intimate restaurant. These guys are probably like fucking popping off, like they're crazy.
It's true. So. Yeah. And I'm sure like when they were saying certain things, like Juliet was like listening in for sure.
Juliet's like, I can't help myself.
Amanda was being so extra again. She was like yelling and like calling Chloe trash and like calling Chloe this, and I'm like, dude, this girl's like getting everyone's attention in this restaurant right now.
For sure. And Chloe's even getting fucking embarrassed, which is like surprising because she's usually the one to like turn up. And even Alex gets Alex is like, yo, guys, you need to chill out. I'm like, bro, you fucking punched your cousin at a club last night. Like, get the fuck out of here. You don't even know what the fuck you're saying right now.
Well, this is the thing, right? And the way we're uncovering our podcast right now, we haven't gotten to the point like where we know that Julia and Alex have hooked up, right? Because at this point, we do know that they did do it.
Yes.
And so at the table, like, Alex is trying to be safe and not talk about anything.
Right.
And Jared almost like slips it out and he says like, oh, I saw Julia in our area, whatever, in the morning. And he's like, just stop, bro, stop. And like he cut him off like so quickly.
And then he comes up with like a fake story where he's like, you know, me and her, we had a relationship for 4 years and like, it's not, I don't want to bring it up. I'm like, bro, you're a fucking liar. Like, you're psychotic.
Yeah, pure lies.
So crazy when you see it in person.
But the whole time, Chloe knew anyway. So, like, it wasn't even like, she already knew that. So they were all sitting there, basically sitting in their lies. Like,
because I think, because that's the thing. Even in that moment, she like kind of like shakes her head as if she knows, but she doesn't. She doesn't grill him.
Notice that.
She doesn't grill him like she normally would. She would have been like, "Oh, I didn't notice that. Like, what's happening over here?" Like, she would have done it. But now that we know that she knew and she had to keep it a secret, some fucking shit, man. That's some shit.
For sure.
I want to know.
And I guess Amanda was the only one that didn't know.
Like, I wish I knew what went down like during the show being aired and how much of this actually already like came to light during the episode airing. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know how much of this shit was actually a secret. All I have to say
is, J-Lag, can you imagine how good the producers felt once they found out they actually fucked?
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, the producers fucking plan. Dream come true. Like, their entire plan for this trip was to isolate Alex and Juliet and not have Alyssa there.
Right.
And their hope probably was that this exact thing would happen, and it did.
Yeah.
And they caught it on camera, and like they caught everything, everyone's reaction. Like, this is their golden ticket. Like, this is exactly what they wanted.
Speaking of, there's a moment where Beth, who's Alex's mom, and Alyssa are like drinking in Siesta Key, and she's like, I'm just really nervous about like what's happening over there in Nashville, and I don't trust her. So it's kind of fucked when you watch it and then you see this thing happen, and I'm like, yo, her fucking girlfriend intuition was on like fire.
Oh, fire.
And she fucking like, she knew exactly what happened. I was like, damn. To like, be right about a situation like that, it's so, it must hurt so bad. I feel so bad for her.
I mean, it didn't hurt that bad.
I mean,
she obviously like
won phase 3.
Her,
she won at life.
But yeah, it was an interesting conversation that she's having with Alex's mom. They go out for drinks and she's saying like, I'm falling for your son.
Yes.
Like I want him so bad. I want his dick so bad. And like I want his babies. Like she's not saying that obviously, but like in her mind
basically
she is.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah. And even his mom's like, I don't know. Like
she's like,
they're over, I think.
Like, yes, maybe.
Yeah.
And then this is when everybody like goes back to siesta, right? Like that's the big thing that happens after the big supper. Everybody goes back to siesta. This is the moment where, you know, like Madison and fucking Kelsey are talking. And this is like in that moment, Madison gets a phone call to go to New York because Ish is like, yo, you want to come to New York? I got something to tell you. And she's like, okay. So she goes. So
yeah,
let's talk about New York before we get back into the Siesta
let's
Key
do
game.
New York City a little bit.
I wish they did
cute.
more like New York stuff. Like I wish they like actually had a trip and like, showed it more.
I have to say, Kara, like seeing Kara, I was like, yes!
First of all,
I'm like, I missed her.
Fucking Kara out here like looking fucking amazing. I was like, yes,
the way
bitch.
they revealed it was really cool. I wasn't expecting it at all.
Yeah.
Were you?
I wasn't expecting it until they were like, coming up, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to see
I
this
wish
coming
they didn't
up, bitch.
I know, I wish they didn't
shit.
show that.
Yeah.
I know. So they basically meet on like this like really cool, like sexy, like rooftop bar.
Yeah.
And the way Madison walks in, like Carol's like looking off into like the distance. Yeah. Then she turns her head towards the camera and you're like, oh my God. And she's like, girl.
I loved it. I was so happy to see her.
I loved it. I missed her. And I'm glad that like she didn't come back to the Key. Like she's so much better than that.
So what's Kara been up to? Let's talk about that.
So yeah, so Madison right away, she's like, what are you up to? Like what happened since like you basically like stormed off like the set? And she's like, you know, my life is just here. She's like, I have a boyfriend, my longtime boyfriend of 8.5 years.
So it's her ex that she got back together with. So technically, Chloe was right about what happened in New Jersey. Yeah. And I was like, damn, Kara, you just got called out, dude.
For sure. And I think nothing that she said really shocked me. You know, she's like, my boyfriend owns his own restaurant. She's like, I'm living in New York now. Like, I think that's the life she wants to live and wants to have.
100%.
And even Madison's like, yo, like, what about Garrett? And she's like, you know, I did love Garrett. Like, he did make me so happy when I was there, when I was in Siesta Key. But she's like, it's not like, you know, it's not Endgame. Like, that's not.
Yeah.
You know, and you can see that. Like, they just didn't fit each other in terms of, like, life goals, life achievements. He's just a small town boy and she's like a big city girl kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
so
living in a lonely world.
Yeah. So but Garrett, so Madison does deliver some news and she's like, he wrote you a letter. And Kara's like, what?
She's like, of course he did, this fucking baby.
And he was so cute. He's like, hey Kara, been a long time. I miss you. I don't know. And like his like it was like a fifth grader like spelling and like writing.
Yeah.
He's like, wherever you are, I hope you're happy. And like I always like love you even if I don't see you again.
He's like, this is my goodbye to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, chill on the dramatic, son.
He sounded like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone when he's like writing to the old guy. He's like, we'll always be friends, right? Fully. But it was cute. Like
it was cute. I love the fact that they did add that in. I'm sure it was a producer moment, but yeah. I loved it. I love Garrett. She thought it was cute too.
Yeah.
I thought it was it was a nice moment for sure.
But then Kara's like, what about you, girl? She's like, I'm definitely not coming back to the Key, that's for sure. And so Madison basically gets into like her and Ish, like what's happening with that.
Right.
What did you think about like him flying her out to New York and all that?
Actually, before we get into the whole situation with her flying into New York because of Ish, Madison has to let the business know about the fact that Garrett and Kelsey are now back together. Kara lost it. She was like the
old Kara came out.
Yeah, she was like, fuck that girl. She's like, I can't fucking believe it. And it is like, she does make some really good points. She does say, she's like, this guy never gets to be with a woman that actually treats him right, including me. She's like, this girl treated him like total shit. And I understand why she hated Kelsey so much, because she didn't treat him very well.
Yeah.
And I just like I understand where Kara's coming from, but at the same time, like Kara's like, whatever, we're not endgame anyway, so like he can do whatever the fuck he wants, like it's fine.
Yeah. She definitely like calmed down towards the end, but like she got like so heated at first.
Yeah.
But I get it because I think she does see him and she's like, he deserves so much like someone better for him.
Yeah.
And that's not Kelsey. And so yeah, she definitely was heated about that.
Yeah. So back to Ish and Madison. So what I thought about him flying her out, I thought it was a little dramatic. I thought it was like a very much like a producer moment for him too, to be like, let me bring you out. Like, we'll do this. See your face. Yeah. And that's the thing. He's so close to the show, even though he doesn't work on it anymore. It doesn't mean that like his producer friends on the show aren't like, yo, for Ish, sure. Like, why don't you invite Madison up? And I'm sure some of it was genuine as well, because like he was there for business and like it kind of just worked itself out the way that it did. But yeah, I thought it was a little bit dramatic for someone who just wants to say I love you. Like, chill. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, it's a big deal, but
so let's talk about it. Yeah. So like they do meet, they go to the park, and that was really cute.
Like Central Park.
And, you know, from her perspective, it's true. Like, at that point, like, she doesn't know where it's going to go, the conversation. She's like, is he going to, like, and Kara says it too. She's like, so either he's going to break up with you or he's going to wife you. Like, it's going to be one or the other. Two. Like, why is he calling you to New York? And so Madison doesn't know, but she's like, either way, she's like, I get an answer. So she's like, I'm just happy about having, like, a final answer to, like, what our relationship is.
Right.
And obviously, like, her first concern is, like, she's like, I want to have kids. I want to do all these things. I want to have a family. And she's like, I want to know if like you see me in that plan, or like if you even have that plan.
Right.
And right away he was like, of course I do. He's like, that's like what I see with you. And he's like, I see forever with you. And he was so sweet. Like,
it was such a sweet moment.
It was so freaking cute. Like, I couldn't even hate on them at all. Like,
yeah, no,
she started crying.
I don't think there was any reason to hate on them at all. I think it's more just like,
no, but to be more skeptical of the relationship, to be like, is it even gonna work though?
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I was still at the back of my head, because I'm like, guys, there's still a big issue here. Like, this is why you guys broke up in the first place. Yeah, you know? So but I didn't even think of that. I was like, they're so cute together, and like. I don't know.
I think they're just working on whatever they can work on, you know? Like, he's doing whatever he can. He's trying to get there himself and trying to make her feel comfortable too, because she needs that reassurance as well. You know, like, she didn't really resolve things with her family, so that's obviously going to still be an issue. But I mean, I'm wishing them all the best. Like, that's the last kind of scene we see with them together.
I am happy though that like he didn't like propose, or like it wasn't this big like fake ass bachelor moment where like they could have made it this big thing. It wasn't about a ring. It wasn't about that. It was just, we are going to make this work, and like we are going to commit to each other in this way.
Right.
And then eventually like it'll go there. So I really like that too. And like he does seem like a really level-headed, like smart guy. So yeah, I'm like definitely rooting for the two of them.
Super happy for them. Congratulations. Let's talk about one of the biggest moments of this show ever.
Okay, first of all, can we set up this whole sequence here?
Oh my god,
because it was like dun-na,
it's like
dun-na-na-na. It was like Jaws music. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, is someone gonna get eaten by a shark?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? And like Juliet's like running, like
slow motion.
It's like dark clouds. Yeah. I'm like, is she running from like Alex? Like, did he try to kill her? Yeah. Like, what's happening? Like,
did she just murder him? And she's like holding the knife.
In my notes, I'm like, is she running from her bad decisions?
She can't run fast enough from her bad decisions.
She cannot run away from them.
She needs like a plane to get away from her emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the moment where she's like, she meets up with Kelsey, and Kelsey's like, what's up, Goyle? And Juliet says, I fucked up. I should have never gone to Nashville. And then
Kelsey's like, what happened? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. And so she tells her, I fucked Alex.
She's like, I really messed up this time. And Kelsey's like, but what?
Yeah.
She's like, I fucked Alex, obviously.
And Kelsey's like, what? She's like, bitch, no.
She's like, wait, what?
She's like, bitch, like, no.
No, she's like, what? What do you mean? And Juliet's like,
Yeah, she's like, yep.
She can't even talk.
Yep. One of the things.
She's like, yep.
She's like, it happened. So the one thing, Kelsey asked, like,
God.
why did you do it? What was your reasoning? What was going through your mind?
Hold on. They fucked multiple
times in Nashville.
Not just because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, it was like one night they got drunk, like it happened. She's like, no, it happened the morning after.
She's like, we ended up like sneaking around, like we made reasons to like get away from people, and I was like, oh, that's some shit,
like
man.
that's fucked.
That's not just like one mistake. It's like you guys made a moment to fuck each other,
like a planned thing.
That's tight. That's so tight. The one thing that like Kelsey asked her, she's like, why did you do it? Like, you know that you shouldn't have done it. You know that you never wanted to be that person. She's literally been spending the last like 3 episodes being like, I never want to be that girl that like got cheated on by Alex, right? Like, she doesn't want to do that to Alyssa. And Juliet says, she's like, I wanted to do it to prove to herself that it wasn't her. Like, it wasn't her, and the fact that he cheats on everybody. It has nothing to do with Juliet. It has to do with the fact that like
fucked.
It was fucked, but at the same time, I was like, I understand where she's coming from. No, I get it.
Like, but that's what I mean. Like, it's so fucked because it's so true.
Yeah.
Like, it comes from such a, and I can't believe she said it because I was like fully like mind blown. I was like, oh my God, like. I just never thought of it in that perspective,
right?
Because I've never been cheated on like that. So I would never think of it like that.
Yeah.
But when she said it, I'm like, holy shit! Like,
I was like, that's quite an angle to take.
Of course, you would think about it to save your own self, to save your own like dignity. Like, you would think of it like it's not just me. He fucks everyone over.
Right.
It was really sad.
It was really sad to hear it. And so it just becomes a moment. And it turns out this is the moment that you find out that Chloe also knew about it. And so in this moment, things kind of flip back and forth between Chloe visiting Alyssa at a fucking bar and Julia basically saying Chloe knows, and if I'm going down, she's going down with me. And I was like, oh shit, this is all fucked. So and also we also do have to remember that Juliet did, I can't say remember because we didn't even say it in the podcast yet, but at one point in time, as soon as she got back from Nashville, Juliet does call Alex saying, I have all this guilt. I feel really bad about this. You need to tell Alyssa like right now because like I just don't know if I can like hold it in anymore. So
yeah, man, she does feel guilt.
I mean, I do feel like she would feel some level of guilt because it's true. Like she has been cheated on, so she would understand.
Someone else's boyfriend. It is not your place to go tell them that you fucked someone else's boyfriend. You inserted yourself in that situation. You knew what you were doing. Don't get now more involved. Let him handle it if he's even gonna handle it. You don't have that right to go and tell her that what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's fair. But I think it's just
like you caused a shitstorm and then you're going and telling her, oh, a shitstorm happened. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah. I got it. That's true. So anyway, so Kelsey's asking like, what happened? How did that even happen? So apparently what happened, according to Juliet, is they were sneaking around. Chloe saw them sneaking around and called them out right away. They're like, she's like, I know you bitches. What the fuck are you guys doing? And so they ended up having to tell her that they fucked, and they sat at a fucking breakfast table and basically they're like, what? Like, Alex was like pleading with her. What can I do? Like, what can I buy you? What can I get you in order to like buy your silence? She's like, get me a Celine bag. I was like, what?
And she ordered it right there on the spot.
Right then and there. She didn't even wait a second.
She didn't wait. She opened her fucking phone and like got him to buy her a Celine bag.
Express shipping. Like, that's fucking tight. That's so tight. And I'm like, wow, Chloe. At the same time, I'm like, she's probably like, I know I'm not going to keep the secret, but I'm at least going to get a bag out of it. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I don't know how I would feel about it. Like, honestly, real talk, like, I'm down to get a Celine bag just to keep my silence.
Yeah.
But because she is friends with Alyssa, this does make it fucked up. You know what I mean? 100%. If she had nothing to do with Alyssa and she didn't care about her and she was just friends with Alex, she has no like responsibility to or to even get involved to tell Alyssa like, look, this is what happened.
Yeah.
This fucking bitch is going to have a rosé with her the next freaking morning and like not even saying anything.
So
like,
fucked. So yeah, she's sitting at this fucking bar with Alyssa, and that's the thing. Alyssa was kickboxing with her before they left to Nashville, and she was like, "Girl, you gotta have my back. You gotta keep an eye on Alex. Like, please, like
that
make
means
sure."
You guys are close friends.
It's
like,
tight.
You know,
it's just tight.
It's tight.
It's tight that you turned around and you were like, "My alliance is with Alex, no matter what you say."
Because he bought me a bag.
I'm like, that's fucked. Like,
he bought you a bag.
You're the bitch that like always turns around and goes like, "Oh no, I need to tell the truth. I need to be like the honest person." I'm like, you did this all so you can get a bag out of it, or did you do this so you can get a season 4? I feel like it's more the latter, to be completely honest.
But it's probably both. Though.
Yeah, she's like, I got a bag, and maybe we get renewed. We'll see. So
do you think they had sex for real? For real?
Like in real life? Oh yeah, 100%. I don't think they would lie.
They did hook up, right?
I don't think they would lie about that at all. Like, why ruin everything?
But why is everything ruined?
Yeah, I don't know.
If Alyssa knows it's fake, you know?
True. He could always turn around and be like, it was the producer.
Because it didn't ruin anything. She got fucking pregnant.
Yeah.
So it didn't even break them up.
Yeah. But maybe he doesn't even tell her that. Like, he doesn't even tell her. Like, 3 months later.
Probably not.
Like, she probably still doesn't even know. So, yeah. So the episode ends with that whole situation kind of like getting shit all over. And then it kind of cuts and you think it's over. And then it's like 3 months later. And Alyssa's like, Alex. And she walks into the room and she pregnant, B. She pregnant.
She had 2 motherfucking pregnancy tests. And Alex is like, what? And he looks, he's like,
she like triple checked.
Oh, fuck.
He's like,
and that's how the episode ends.
He's like, so you don't want to. Yeah. He's like, so you do want to keep it, right? He's like, just check.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
That's how it ends.
That's how it ends. That's crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. I don't know. Like, I mean, I want to know if that moment, like, I want to know, like, if in that moment that she took the test, she already knew this whole situation.
Right. Because her face seemed very like, yes, you're going to be a daddy. It wasn't like, here's a pregnancy test, you fucking cheating piece of shit. You know, like, it wasn't that.
It looked like they were still together.
Exactly. So I want, then that's what I mean. I feel like I'm so excited to see and find out whether or not she watched this episode and was like, you fucking son of a bitch.
No. I'm sure she knew before that.
Or they recorded
There's no way he made her wait till the episode.
He's like, wait till the episode, yo.
Like, she's like 8 months pregnant.
Find out national television, just like everybody else. Yeah, that is the episode, guys. That is the finale. Let's get into our recap roundups.
Best moment. My best moment, I think it's gonna go to the 3 months later cut to and our girl Shalissa. She's like, gotcha, bitch. She's like, I'm pregnant. Like, I just feel like we're the ones who feel sorry for her, but she's like, no. Like, don't feel sorry for me. Like, I am carrying a golden baby, a golden child. Like, I am good.
This is my golden ticket, bitch.
Yeah.
She's good. She's fine. My best moment goes to seeing Kara again. Miss that girl. Oh, I love her so much. Even if it was for like 5 seconds.
You missed her?
I missed her and her brand new nose.
WTF moment.
What was your WTF moment?
My WTF moment is gonna go to definitely Alex and Juliet having sex. Like, having that confirmed, I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Multiple times.
Are you guys dumb? And then like multiple times, I'm like, what?
Guys.
Like, I thought it was just one night. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, they were horny and like they're together and it happened. But multiple times, that's like, you did it. Like, you made the error multiple times over.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that if she didn't get pregnant, like, I don't know where they would be. Like, I feel like he'd be back with Juliet at that point.
Yeah. Same. So that was one of my WTF moments too. And the other one is seeing Kara as well, but
because it was kind of shocking.
It was shocking.
You were like, what?
Yeah. So she was my WTF and my best moment.
Yeah, she can be. She's Kara. Like,
she's everything.
Amazing.
Yeah, she's all of it.
She's everything.
She's everything.
MVP.
Who's your MVP?
Obviously, my MVP is going to go to our girl, Alyssa.
Yeah.
This girl, game, set, match, checkmate. I played y'all bitches.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pregnant with this guy's kid. I'm made money, like, for the rest of my life now. Like, this whole time we're laughing at her or feeling bad for her. And she's playing this game. Like, she is playing it.
She knows what she's doing.
And this whole season, like, she's the real MVP. Like, she's the real one.
She is my MVP too for completing phase 3 of her plan. Like getting that like, baby in 100%. Her. Yeah. Like that's the thing. She like whether or not she knows.
I wonder what she did, eh? Like I wonder if she like stopped taking her birth control or something.
Yeah. And I wonder if this happened if like
it was planned out
after she found out that she was like I want to know like when she found out she was like when she found out about the cheating, because I feel like I'd be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna pop a fucking hole in your condom next time we fuck, you know.
If they're probably not using condoms, so they're just he's probably just like doing whatever he does, but she's on birth control. So that's so easy. All she has to do is not take a pill and like she'll get pregnant.
True.
So and he probably doesn't pull out because he's like, I'm the richest man in the world.
I'm rich.
I can come wherever I want.
Take my seed.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, the last scene with her and Chloe, if that was because she's drinking at that point, right? So like she's obviously not pregnant there.
Right.
And then 3 months from there is like when we see that. So I bet you she had no idea.
Yeah, she did.
I bet you she didn't know yet that this happened.
Ooh, girl, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
LVP.
Who's your LVP?
LVP, I'm gonna give it to Chloe. You know, she preaches all this bullshit, but this girl was dead ass sitting across from Alyssa and like not even mention anything. And like I don't know how you can sit and have a conversation with another girl and not even say like, dude, your man did this. Like,
yeah.
You know, if she wasn't friends with her, different story. But the fact that she is going and having drinks with her, she's going to freaking boxing with her.
Yeah.
So like, you guys obviously do have a close relationship. You do owe her a little bit, because when Alyssa finds out and she knows that you knew, like you're done.
Over.
Like you're 100%
it's over. You're
done.
cut out. And now that she is like the baby mama of his child, you're 100% cut out. Like she'll be able to run that household the same, like, and she'll be able to be like, you're not allowed to hang out with her, you're not allowed to hang out with her. She's gonna get all the control now. Like she's fine. I would agree with you. And on top of that, this bitch fucking got bought her by her silence with a fucking bag. I would have at least asked for a car or something, you know.
That would have been too much.
Would have been sick.
I mean, do you know how much those bags are? They're like $5,000.
Are they? Do you know how much a car is? They're like 40. So like, pay for it.
I know, but like the guy's not gonna buy you a fucking car.
You want my silence, bitch? I'll fucking give me a fucking car.
How much is it worth?
Yeah, exactly. How much is your silence worth? My LVP is gonna go to Kelsey, if not Chloe. I'm gonna say Kelsey only because I worry about what her intentions are with Garrett. I feel like she is a little bit snaky. This episode she didn't do anything specific, and you're right. Like she did show that she like has some remorse for the past relationship that she had.
Yeah.
But I don't trust that bitch. I don't trust her at all. So I just don't. Yeah. She's my LVP. Finishing off the season, she was pretty crusty. So I'm like, man, not into it.
She's boring.
Boring.
The best line. My best line is gonna go to Juliet, and it's that line that we were talking about when she says, I think I did it to prove to myself that it was never me. He's going to do this to anybody. She's not special. And it just hit me, man. It hit me. Like that was hard.
Oh,
like
that's a wrecking ball.
The fact that she would think in that way, it's fucked up, but it's sad, but it's true and it's honest, and it's like self-protecting herself. Like it's like all these different things.
It's a lot of emotions in there.
It's a lot of emotions, and like it was just really, really, I liked it.
Yeah, I don't have a best line because I didn't really write one down, and also like it's Siesta Key. But yeah, I would agree with you. I think that was a pretty sick line too. I think that it was a big moment for her to say that.
Because you know why? I think it's like a line that really encompasses the way we justify how we protect ourselves and like what and the choices that we make in that. And I think Juliet is all about that. She tries to justify all these things that she does, mainly probably to protect herself or whatever it is, you know? So I think it like just speaks to her too. And the choices that she makes, all the bad decisions,
all the good and all the bad. That is the episode, guys. That was the season of Siesta Key.
So it's the mid-season finale, which means that the season is not done.
Oh no, it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but they don't know when it's coming back.
Oh, I fully thought that the season was over, guys.
They were like, "Don't worry, guys. We're still gonna come back." I'm like,
I'm so excited.
So it is coming back, but they don't know when it's coming back.
They'll probably come back in the summertime. I feel like they do
maybe
like half season, like
because they have to film more stuff. So like
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that they already finished shooting, because I think Chloe, like a couple weeks ago, she on Twitter was like, I hope that we get picked up for another season. Keep watching the show, guys. So they finished the second half with what they shot, and then they'll see what happens next, I think.
Yeah.
I'd like to take this time to thank our patrons of this episode, our Rewinder squad, White Nicole Faith, our Lit Rewinders, Tina Ann, Sarge, Serena, Soleil, Kate, and Jessica, and our Mommy Rewinders, Becca, Sarah, Tamala, and Grace.
Thanks, guys. If you would like to join our Patreon family, check us out at patreon.com/recap_rewind. If you join, you get access to all things recap, Rewind exclusive content, and updates.
And also make sure you guys are checking us out on all of our socials, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You can also find us on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iTunes. Like, subscribe, follow, review, and comment to stay engaged with us at Recap Rewind. Thanks for listening. Bye.